Hi, Dan Clatt here. I'm the founder of PassedOutCard.com and the Infinite Wealth Alliance. It's 3:22 in the morning as I'm starting this recording. I had to get up even out of bed because this was coming up and I had to share it as it's live and fresh and to get it out there so I can go back to sleep, honestly. Okay, let's see. Last night I did a very, very important healing and release with Dr. Lori Smiskol. I didn't know this about Lori. I didn't know her very well. I read about how great she was as a healer. I did not know she was a master healer. And what I felt, what I intuited, what I knew, what I experienced, she is a divine master healer. And I believe she's also a medical intuitive. Found that quite interesting to experience that distinction. She's not a master healer, she's a divine master healer. She was working on my right knee. She intuited that I thought, let's see, this was at least 12 to 14 years ago, I think, that I had a torn meniscus in the right knee. And then I re-injured it about 7 times, I think. And she intuited that it wasn't necessarily just a tear, that there was calcification in the right knee, and I never even heard of that and didn't know what that was. She got right in there and she released that calcification. She dissolved it with just the powers that she has as a divine master healer and medical intuitive. And then what else did she do? She did something else there too. Dissolved it, I think, is what she did. And she didn't know also that it was a beautiful healing. It was just it was like I was in this energy field, and it was like a cocoon or an egg of healing. And she got me so relaxed, so at peace, so centered, so grounded in my being. And so it was so much more than just the right knee that it feels so much better. It feels, I was feeling it, I was seeing it, that, I don't know, whatever calcification is, I was seeing that go away, dissolve, release. And like before, my right knee, when I'm lying down, I had to have a support under there, like a pillow, and I had to even turn it to the side and couldn't, anyway, I had to keep adjusting it because it just wasn't comfortable. I had to pop it or whatever. That was gone. That was not there. And it was almost like during the whole time she was working with me, it was like my left knee was the one that needed adjusting and the right knee was just fine. It was perfect. And it's I hadn't had that happen for, I don't know, since 12 or 14 years when the tear and the torn meniscus happened. And yet it was so much more than this too, because yesterday I was sitting wrong or something and my back was sore, and that was gone as well. That relaxed or released. And even it felt like there was something, my throat, because I forgot about that. I did the second of probably 3 or 4 videos as part of, for PassedOutCard.com for a training that I created for people who buy at passalcard.com called Right Living in the New Dark Ages, and I had done a 57-minute recording shortly before before she did my healing session, and 57-minute, and that was on top of like a 30-minute recording that was part 1, and this was part 2, and my voice was a little shot, and there was something in my throat that I was healing, or I was allowing that to happen with this field, like this cocoon, or this energy field, or the field. She works with the field, and that's kind of like really important, that the voice is fine now. And it was just it was beautiful. It was like like I said, she's a divine master healer. She uses, I think she was giving me the specifics, and I don't necessarily remember that. She called in Archangel Raphael, I believe, and it's like she knew that he was one of my spirit guides, or I have a resonance with him, and it was just such an amazing place to be. There was so much more than this, because it's like the healing in the knee took place almost like that. In seconds, I could feel that releasing. And I was noticing something really incredible. I was feeling, I don't know if you are aware about how, on the planet right now, we're going into, or those of us who are more aware and present and awake are moving out of the 3rd dimension and into the 5th dimension. I was feeling myself and experiencing myself as a multi-dimensional being, making this shift into the 5th dimension. And then I was feeling myself going higher into the 7th dimension and into the 9th dimension and into the 12th dimension. I was feeling my 5th, 7th, 9th dimensional being, 12th dimensional being connecting with me, and then the 24th dimensional being, the 36th dimensional being. This was after some paradigms, they say that there are 12 dimensions, and then others say that there are 78 dimensions, and I was like, wow, we're going deeper, higher, more into the future, and so 24, 36, 48, all the way up to 74, and it's like, wow, 78, and even 96th dimension. And it was this reminded me of family constellation. I don't know if you have any experience with that, where, oh wow, see, this is just I'm right there. I don't know if you can feel this. In family constellation, you connect back with your lineage. The most remarkable time I did this was I was behind an African American gentleman who felt disconnected from his people. I think he had a white, mom and an African American dad, and I was representing the grandfather of him, but all the way back to the lineage, and that was just so powerful to me, and that's what this felt like to me. It reminded me, connecting with myself, my future selves, in the 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th, 24th, 36th, all the way up to 78 and even 96 dimensions. I felt connected to all these future versions of myself, and they were just so, it was incredible it's I tapped into not my lineage, but my future best selves, and I was able to, or I am now, it's connected with me, to access the power of all of these multi-dimensional future selves they're connected with me now. So I can access that power in the work that I'm doing. And like with PassOutCard.com, I was seeing this work having its effect on hundreds of millions of people around the world. And this became so real because I was tapping into, it was like, well, everything is thought. It starts with thought, and it was created from thought. And this was all part of this healing that I experienced from Dr. Lori. If I just had to share this now because this is so present and prominent, and it went so much deeper than just the knee, and it was, connecting with my multidimensional self, with the future versions of Dan Klatt, and now I have that connection in the present at all times, and I was feeling this total samadhi and oneness with the whole cosmos, and it's such a profound gift that I received from this divine master healer. I wanted to impel you, if you have the chance to work with Dr. Lori, to take that opportunity to give yourself that gift. And I believe that will be one of the best things you have ever done for yourself and for your work, for the people you serve, to give yourself that gift of total knowing, total peace, total surrender into your duty, your destiny, your dharma. And it will be beautiful. It will be transformational for you. That's what I hope you can experience. That's what I believe you will experience, because that's what I experienced. I can say firsthand the power, the miraculous gifts that she has, or that she accesses, or that she facilitates in you as you allow yourself to receive at the highest level of your being, of your consciousness. And even if you can connect with the future versions of yourself and the multidimensional aspects of your being, that's something incredible. That's really profound and deep and healing. So that's what my experience was. And by the way, I say if you have the chance to work with her, this was all done over Facebook as a video call. So if you're on the internet and if you can connect to the internet, then you do have the chance to work with her. I highly recommend you seek her out. It's more than worth it. It's well worth, I think she's charging way too little for at least for what I experienced. Man, this is just an incredible thing that I am so happy that I received, that I gave myself this profound healing gift. I recommend you do the same. So, thank you very much for listening to my story that I had to share with you, because, wow, Lori, the work you do is just such a service to humanity, and I'm really grateful to have experienced that. You are one of the best. Divine Master Healer, Medical Intuitive, Dr. Lori. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.